Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. So I woke up in another Valentine-y mood, but also thought today we need to use up some scraps. So I've got some scraps of glitter cardstock, of course red and white, some cardstock, there's some like mirror finished cardstock as well, a little tag, a couple of cutting dies, a little bit of white lace, a book page. And the patterned papers I'm using are from two different Dotted Duo collection paper packs from Hot Off the Press. This is from Dotted Duo number 1, and this is from Dotted Duo number 2. And I'll link all of these down below. I also just got a new wax stamp from Temu that I want to try out with a great little heart on it. And also some cute little heart-shaped wax melts. That'll be fun. In fact, yeah, that's going to be adorable to play with. But another inspiration for today's video was those little Valentine's cards that we used to exchange in elementary school, all right? They were small, they were cute, and they had a little envelope. I'm dating myself. Back in the day, they had the little envelopes. You would slide the cute little Valentine in, and you just write the name of the person on the outside and just sort of mass produce them. We made our Valentines at our house because I grew up with a crafty mom. I know, I was really lucky. But we did have the little envelopes, and I really liked getting the little pre-printed ones for my friends. I thought they were really cute with the pictures. Unfortunately, I didn't save any of them as a reference, but that's okay. I remember what they look like. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our scraps, and we're going to make small little Valentines in that theme. So the first thing we're going to do is, oh, I got some water on this one. First thing we're going to do is make the envelope. All right, it's okay, that's going to get cut off. So this is 6 by 12, okay, and there's little polka dots on this side, and there's smaller polka dots on this side, and apparently a water spot. And the first thing we're going to do is I marked this right here at 3.5 inches because we're going to fold this to 3.5 right there. And then let me grab my paper cutter. Then we're going to cut this to 4 inches. What's happening? Oh, there we go. We want to have a little bit of a lip right here. Yay, cut that part off. All right. Now the other thing is I have a book page. I have a little book that I got at a garage sale, and it was damaged. And so I just have this one book that I like pull pages out of. So I'm not destroying books in my house, just one that can't be read. And we're going to take our paper cutter in, and we're going to cut this down. Trim off. I always like to just tear the pages out. If you don't have a book at home, find one somewhere and just hold on to it. I like old dictionaries are great for this too. Ones that are just outdated. All right, now I'm just cutting off the white edges. Okay, so right now we are at about 3.5 inches wide. We want to get to, let's see, probably 2.5 inches wide because I want a nice border. This is going to go, let's try 2 3/4. Okay, I actually measured what I need. Let's not do that again. All right. And then we're going to, so I measured that to 3 inches wide, and then we're going to go to 5 inches. So 3 by 5. Just cut that anywhere. And I want to have this just like this. All right. I think that's all the cutting we're going to do. All right, so yeah, that's gonna go like this. And then we're gonna grab some black ink. Okay, black ink pad, applicator tool. And we're just gonna ink the edges of all of this. Don't need a lot, but I think it does make a nice difference. There we go. Same here. Well, I think that does it. All right. And I'm just using just a little Memento Tuxedo Black. Any black will work. It's just what was on my desk. All right, so an important thing when you're, oops, I forgot this part. When you are using a book, make sure that there are no spicy words on it. Just take a brief little look, even though you bought a book that's maybe something that's old, you just never know. Make sure your text is appropriate. And we're just going to put that right there. All right. Now, we are going to mark this. I guess I did do a little bit more measuring. At 6 inches wide, we're going to mark this at 3 inches. And then we're going to just make a little notch. This is the first time I'm using my 1.5 inch circle punch that my sister-in-law Carrie gave me for Christmas. Hi, Carrie. She is also my editor. She's wonderful. All right, we're just going to do that. All right. So now we're going to glue this shut, but we wanted to use a very small, thin line of glue. In fact, I wish I had my little tiny applicator bottle, but I have to go dig it out of a drawer somewhere. So we're going to be fine with this, except it's clogged. You know what I did? I ordered a little cap that goes in here, the little needle on it, and then it won't get clogged. So I'm very excited to receive that. Okay. Got a little closer to the edge than I like to. There we go. We're just going to seal that right there. And right there. All right. So the next thing we have a little 4-inch wide paper doily, which I love, but I also want to add just a little bit of color to this as well, even though we're doing white against that cream color. Just a little definition on the edge. And we don't need to go all the way around because we're not going to use all of it. We're only going to use that much of it. What I like to do here is just put a little line of glue here. That way when I set it down, that's sealed, but I don't have to put any on this edge because sometimes we have too much glue and then it just sticks to the table. All right. It already did. Okay, now we're going to turn that over. I'm just going to trim that even with that edge. And then, of course, a little bit more ink. There we go. All right, so the next thing, you guys, I have this cutting die, which is adorable. I got this from Temu. I'll put the link down below. It has all these little heart flowers, which are so sweet. Cute. That would be cute just to like trim that and put that on a card front. It'd be so cute. All right, so what we're going to do is take these little guys and we're going to glue them here. But I'm just really aware of those black hearts and I don't like that. So we're actually going to take that cutting die and cut it again or run it through some red and some white glitter cardstock, maybe the mirror. And then we're just going to trim those little hearts off and glue them over the top. But until we do that, let's go ahead and glue some of these down. Oops, wrong glue bottle. So this one is nice to use the larger glue bottle because I don't have to be so careful. There we go. We're going to put that right there. We want them to kind of arch a little bit. Now there is a wrong side and a right side on a cutting die. There's a little bit of an impression that lets you know which is the right side, which is the wrong side. There we go. The rest of these I'm going to need my little pokey tool to get these out. Come on, let's go. Okay, last one. All right, so I'm going to finish gluing these on and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and die cut some out of the red glitter and then the red mirror. And how I do this is I just do a little bit. You don't need to do the whole stem, and then just cut that stem off at an angle so you don't have like a blunt end. And we're just going to glue those right over that one. Like that. Oops, that got a little glue on it. No, I want the mirror. There we go. And we're going to save that one for something else. Okay, so there we go. So in the meantime, I've taken my little hearts, you guys, and I've tossed them into my little melting pot here. And we're going to actually do a little pour right over the center of that, do a little stamping. Now what I like to do for my stamp, and I have a video that I'll link at the end of this, which is kind of just all about some easy lessons for doing wax stamping. So I've got my stamp here, and what I've done is, because a heart definitely has an up and a down. If you're doing a flower and you stamp it and it's a little bit off, it's fine, but a heart, you really want to have those heart shoulders in the right place. So I just took a little Sharpie and I marked it right here so I can tell when I'm stamping it which is the right way to go. So if you have a directional one, that's a good little tip. The other thing is, I'm just going to take ice or an ice pack and I'm just going to set it on there until I'm ready, because I want it to be cold so that when I pop it onto this hot wax, it'll cool and it won't stick. All right, so here we go. Now you can always take, there goes my inking pad. So you can always take one of these little things. It's just a silicone mat. You can usually buy them in a kit with other things, or you can buy them individually. And you can do your pouring on this and peel it off, and then you can glue it on there, which I tend to think is a good idea if you're new at this. And because that pour, to get that nice little circle there, takes some practice. One of the things you can do is just practice your pouring over and over again on here, and then once you know, you can just take your wax and then you can just toss it back in the little pot and heat it up again. That's totally fine. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I've put several colors in here together. Ooh, it's really smoking. Several colors together because we want a nice little swirl bit. So I can make sure that this doesn't go off balance. Bubbling, so I think I got it a little hot. We'll see if we can rescue it. This would be a good opportunity for me to show you how to peel wax off of your paper. All right, there we go. And we're just going to leave that just for a second, just to kind of set up. And because it's a cool temperature, it'll come right off. All right, so we might as well do something else while we're waiting, because I do like to give it a little bit of weight. So I'm going to take my little scrap here of red dot paper. I have a tag. Let me measure the tag. So this is 3 inches by 5 inches. And we're just going to cover that. Okay, and then that I like to square things up on 2 sides, so it's just less cutting. this is going to go inside of our pocket. All right, let's see how this looks. Comes right off. Now, it's a little tricky here that we haven't seen that, and you know what? It's got some bubbles in it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna peel this off. So you're just gonna go like this. So if you have a miss pour, it's just not the end of the world. Okay, now it did break my thing there a little bit in between, but that's okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm going to cut it up. I won't use that little black bit of stem there though. And I'm just going to throw it back in my pot. And we're just going to melt it again. These need to be cut down a little bit. So we're going to let that remelt and then we're just going to pour it again. So you can always fix it, you guys. Don't panic. All right, we're ready for another pour. It's really smoky. There we go. Making sure this is on the right direction. Okay, while we wait for that, let's return to our tag. We're just going to move this out of the way very carefully. All right, so for our tag, you guys, we've got a little bit of lace here to use, just along the bottom edge. Glue problems again. I think it's time to just go to a brand new bottle of glue. All right, there we go. And we're just going to put this right there. We want to extend it off the edge just a little bit, so there's just a little bit of sweet little lace there. And I'm going to just let that dry for a minute before I turn it over and cut it. All right, the other thing is I have some heart cutting dies, and I cut this one out of that beautiful white glitter. We're going to take this one and we're going to glue it to sort of extend off the edge just a little bit. So I'm going to put some right there on the edge. We just want to show just a little bit of the shoulder that's gone. Okay, I think we can go ahead and cut off our lace and that shoulder at the same time. There we go. Got a little bit on this side. All right, now let's check out. There we go. It's still not perfect, but we're gonna go with it. Now, the other thing I like to do to really make that heart set up, I've got one of these metallic colored pens, and we're just going to color some gold on this heart, and you'll just see a white would be really pretty too. You'll just see how it really makes it show up nicely. And because it's that raised edge, it's really easy to color. And then you can take some and put it on the edge. And I just like to kind of go like this. And like this. There we go. All right. And then another thing that's fun to do with your little wax melt is I'm going to heat this a little bit up again. And if you do have a little drip, make sure before you put it on the fire, you get rid of that drip. You can either scrape it off, or you can peel it off, or you can heat it up a little bit, because we don't want that wax to catch fire. But I'm going to show you how to use little drips on your silicone mat to use as little embellishments. The other thing is I have a little cutting die that says love. And that's going to be really cute, but I want to add just a little bit of color. That's why I like using the white glitter cardstock, is because you can change the color. So I've got a little brick red, a little dauber, and then we're just going to put a little bit just along the bottom edge. We don't have to do the whole thing. Just like that. And it really shows up so much nice, just really shows up more. Not, we're going to do the whole thing. So easy to color. All right, that's going to go right there. All right, we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back side here and tack this down. Much better. All right, let's return to our wax because it's starting to smoke a little bit. And I'm going to clear off my little silicone mat here. All right, so one of the things that you can do with leftover wax is you can just pour little dots of it. Wow, it's really smoking. Like this. And then if you're wondering how to use, you don't want to waste it, so you could just pour some out, let that dry, and then you can just return it into your little stash. So we're going to let those dry for a sec, and then we're going to peel these off and use them right here on the front. Be really cute. All right, so let's return to this one. I've also got a little cutting die that makes a little mini envelope, and I've had this for years. I'll see if I can find the link for you guys. So for this, we're just going to fold this. Oops, I had some red wax on my hands, so it's not good. Here, let's wipe that off. Probably wasn't wax, it's probably ink. We don't want that on there. We're going to fold it the other way. All right, and we're not going to make this an opening one. So we're just going to glue this all down. Just like that. We're going to fold this one over. Probably should have folded that before I put the glue on it. There we go. And remember, we still have one of these little hearts left over. And we're going to put that right on the front. It's going to look so cute. Just straighten that out a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to glue this just to overlap that cute little heart. Just like that. And I've got this cute little heart that I cut from some red glitter cardstock. And we're just going to place that one. I think we can still tuck it under here a little bit. There we go. Anchor that down. And then we're going to keep going. I have a little strip of the white glitter cardstock, just a little scrap. And we're going to glue that right there. So cute. All right, now I could put a little bow on this, but I want to keep everything like really flat to fit into this envelope. So instead, I think we're going to use a scrap of our envelope paper, and our punch. A little circle. And we're going to ink this. And we should just go around and do a little ink on this as well. I like that it's bringing the black in from the stems. And then this we're just going to fold in half. And we're just going to glue this at the top, and that's going to be a little tab. But we're just going to pull it up a little bit so it's just slightly above that top edge. There we go. On the back side, I have another little scrap of red cardstock. I think on the tag this just makes a nice spot to write a little greeting or something. So just this little strip that's like 1 inch wide. I'm going to just fold this end over. Well, not fold, I'm just sort of doing this. And we're going to cut a little dovetail shape. There we go, like that. And we're going to put a little glue right here. And that's just going to go right there, just as there's a little decoration on the back. All right, tag is done. The last little thing is, remember these little dots? I'm going to take these, they just peel right off the silicone. If you don't have a silicone mat, you could try just using a piece of plastic. Put those right there. Just like this. Just for another little added piece of interest. And then you guys, this just is going to fit right in there. A nice little tuck. And because I love to give away my projects, I should definitely blow this candle out. I love to give away my projects to my subscriber friends. So this one, as the smoke wafts by, that's just a cool little effect. We're going to give this away. So I made you another. This one is in the pink. All right. So I'm going to give both of these to one of our subscriber friends. So all you have to do to participate, you guys, is subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel at Lene Creates. And then we're going to wait a week, and then we're going to pick somebody, one of their comments, and then we will announce the winner in next week's video. So you got to watch next week's video, and then we're going to give you instructions on how to claim. You're just going to email it to me. The faster you do that, the faster I can get these to you for Valentine's Day. We're getting close on time. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. I appreciate that. Check out my other social media channels, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I'll see you in the next one.